Okay, this is the car now, 5 years on. Not a great deal of progress really, you can see the state of it now. I originally started doing the front panel, that's what I planned on doing. So I started stripping it, but then I realised when I started delving to the extent of the rust, so the front panel's been put on hold, and I started working my way down the side of the car now, and I'll show you what I've done so far. You can see the rust there, how bad it is on the front panel. I've removed that inner I've removed the inner wing support in there, you can see, cleaned it all up. I had to drill it all out there. I'm going to have to rebuild a bracket there. Okay, inside the wheel arch, I've replaced the A-frames, A-post support there. I had to replace some of the metal behind, you can see it there. And underneath, you can see what I've done there. I mean, this car really is quite bad, really rusty actually. So, good thing about this car though, all the bonnet, doors and boot lid are all rust free, which is good. But it's really just the classic 2002 rust really everywhere else. So I've changed various sections of the seal sections. Done a patch bit there. Done another little piece there. And I've replaced the bottom quarter to the panel there. You can see I need to grind all the welds down on that. That's to that extent. I'll show you what I've done inside the car as well. Interior is all stripped out. This looks lovely in here. Look at that. Let's get the light in here. Move some of this rubbish. I'll edit this bit out actually. So. Okay, so I've had to replace some bits of metal inside the car as well. You can see I've done a repair there at the front. I've had to replace the floor panel there as well. That's been butt welded in, so I need to get a good coat of paint. Moving on to the back, I'm just still working on that at the moment. There's all rust there again as well. I had to cut that section out there. Something I didn't want to do was drop the trailing arm, but the floor was so rusted out there. Put the light there. So I've had to replace some seal section there with the inner seals. Just had to fabricate some bits of metal up really and just welded them all in. Okay. That's the inside of the door where I've done that quarter panel. Done a little repair on that back rear wheel arch up there. That's just been painted. So that's to the extent of the inside. It's pretty bad really. I don't really get much time to spend on the car actually. I just get about an hour every now and then really. Okay, this is the core panel I did. Okay, I've cut it there. I've still got to finish welding it really there. Another section there. This is the rear trailing arm I've had to drop, which I didn't really want to drop because the support, it was all rusted where the support is. It's all rusted out there. So that's just hanging on, that's just supported on jacks and bits of wood, and it's all supported, so it's quite safe really, I hope. Okay, that's the inner wheel arch. Done a repair up there. Need to give it all a good wire brushing and give it a coat of something or another, I'm not quite sure. I'm a complete novice to this. This is my first real big project that I've taken on. I didn't want a car to this extent, to be honest with you, but it's just the way it's worked out. So there's no time limit. It will get done when it gets done, if it gets done probably. Might just end up being sold as an unfinished project. So what I've started on doing now is started on the rear arch. As you can see, I've cut out the inner arch, that was all rusted out, and the front arch, obviously, the main arch. So I need to marry up the inner arch with the outer arch, weld the inner arch up, then weld up the outer arch there. Okay, into the back. I've done a couple of little patch panels there on the back. They're a little bit, just got a bit of surface rust. because it takes so long for me to do anything on this car, everything just seems to sort of start going rusty by the time I've finished doing it. Really, I should just sort of, even if I don't grind the welds down at this present moment, I should just give it a lick of something really, just to keep the rust at bay. So yeah, that's the extent really. Back bumper's rusted as anything, it's rusted through. I need to replace, I need to do the lower part of the bottom ring of the car, that's all rusted out, rear valance. Inside you can't see it, but the boot well's all rusted out as well. So once I've got to that stage, I'll attempt to somehow try and spin the car around and start on the other side, which I don't know how bad it is. So also then, so my next project will be get the arch rebuilt there, and then I've got the major task of marrying up the rear axle post after I've welded up the floor inside the back there. Got to refit the floor, that's the inner side of the arch there. So I'll probably have to hook it all back up and just tack weld the post, the main fixing bracket for that trailing arm post there, and drop it all down again and weld it all back in place. So this is my first project, please be kind. Oh, and I've got a lot of grinding of welding to do, grinding of all the welds down. This is my welding, these all grinding down. I did have a SIP welder originally, but that looked rubbish to be honest with you. There's some kind of previous old plate there somebody's welded in. It looks quite solid and secure down. Once I wire brush it all down, I'll give it a coat or something. So any comments, please feel free, see what I'm doing wrong or what I can do better. So that's it. Hopefully then my next clip will be of the wheel arch being put back on the car. Thanks for watching.